Hey, brothers, you're listening to the Home Bar Happy Hour. We're talking about Philip Seymour Huffman, we're talking about lightning, and we're talking about serial killers. It's going to be a good one. Let's fucking go, America.
All right. Yes, let's go indeed. Michael, how are you doing today on this glorious happy hour?
I'm doing great, man. Dude, it is humid out, man. It went from being like hot and dry to wet and wild.
Yeah, there's been a lot of moisture in the air. It's real thick out there, but we've been getting some rain, so that's good. Just want to thank everyone for stopping by at the Home Bar Happy Hour. If you guys enjoy hanging out, please give us a like and subscribe on the YouTube or whatever else it is. You can follow us on Facebook, all that good stuff. We thank you and greatly appreciate it. But yeah, Mike, the rain has been nice for me. I haven't been having to water my flowers every single day, so that has been helpful. What about you, Mike? How are you enjoying little bit of wetness falling down?
Oh, it was good to get some saturation rain. You know, those thunderstorms we were getting. You know, the water was just going right off.
Yeah, for sure.
My lawn definitely needs it. I cut the grass for the first time right before it rained, so
okay,
that's good. And
yeah,
so we're expecting to get some more rain here in these next 2 days. So I can deal with the humidity just as long as it's not drying. You know, I can bring my lawn back to life.
We got the pool, so you can just like jump in that pool if it ever gets too bad.
I plan on doing it right after we're done recording, brother.
Oh yeah, nice. I like it.
So how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was good. I did a 30-mile bike ride over on the C&D Canal.
Oh.
Do you know where that is between like Chesapeake City and Delaware City? So it's like right off the Chesapeake Bay. It's this little canal that goes through.
Okay.
There's a 15-mile really nice trail that goes through on each of it. So I did that little bike ride, and other than that, yeah, just kind of hung out, did a little hike on Saturday. Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
What about you? What'd you get into?
Did a bunch of stuff on Friday, a lot of errands,
Yeah.
and then cleaning and stuff, and then Saturday. Well, then I went down, hung out at my neighbor's place, played Mexican dominoes. Dude, that was. They were like, "You're a shark." Just went in there and just acting like I didn't, like they knew. Oh yeah, I played before, but you're gonna have to go over the rules with me,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that. And they were trying to explain. They were explaining stuff to me, and I was like, "All right, let's rock and roll." And I did it, man. I was just cleaning house, man. They were like, what is, you're a shark. I was like, I do what I can.
Got to know when to hold them.
Yeah, and then Saturday, took the boat out with some buds. We had a great time. They had that, I never really knew this. We're going to put this picture up. The picture that you're going to see is me with a bunch of... I had to take the anchor all the way out because I struggled getting the anchor, the boat anchored. So it was like 100 feet out into the river, just being this, 50-pound piece of metal, and then just get it down in there, drop it while I was down there. I was like, I figured I'd come up out of the water with a big old handful of river water grass, and it was like something out of like Pirates of the Caribbean, man. And I never really knew it was going to get like so many hits or likes or whatever on my own personal Instagram. But I literally broke Instagram with how many I got. My buddies were like, "What cheat code did you put in here that your story doesn't want to go away from being in the number one spot?"
Yeah, keep showing up.
So that was pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah, but other than that, it was just like a chill weekend, nothing crazy. But I have to admit, that was one of the best boat weekends that I've had. It was a lot of fun.
Good,
I don't
man.
know, there was something about it.
Yeah, it's always...
It was probably because I went to go see Twisters.
Okay.
And I fell in love with that soundtrack. So...
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the rain and the weather, that is the one other thing I did this weekend was go see Twisters in theater. I saw it in 40X. There's a 40X theater. If you're not familiar with that, it's where like the seats shake and they spray water in your face and there's fog coming in and lightning around. And like, dude, that movie was made for 40X. I was just reading a Variety article this morning. It broke records for 40X tickets. It was so fun. Like the whole 2-hour flick felt like a Universal Studios ride, and I mean that in the best way. I loved the movie. There was little to no plot. I mean, the whole movie was just like 5-10 minutes of acting and then right back to a storm. I love it. And it reminds me so much of the first film, Twister, because Twister did the same thing. Are you a big fan of the first one, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When Twisters was coming out, that day it came out, I was so excited. All I did was Philip Seymour Hoffman was the best in that movie as Dusty.
Oh yeah,
man, he was so hilarious, dude. Who's the guy? He played like not a bad guy, but the dick in the rival chasing team. He plays in Saw and a bunch of other movies.
I don't know his name, but yeah, the dude from the first Saw movie, and then he shows the Princess Bride. That was his big one.
Well, his name in there is Jonas, and like you got like Philip Seymour Hoffman like jumping up there, fashionably late, Jonas. Why don't you give us a kiss? Come on, get out of here. I never really even noticed this until I just watched it here last week again. But Jonas reaches across and tries to push Philip out the window with his arm. That was pretty funny. That was probably a blooper because like he's like, come on, man, get the hell out of here. He's probably laughing, so they cut him out of the picture. That's why you only see his arm pushing him out. But yeah, dude. Food. Dude, I remember seeing that at the drive-in when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, oh man, my God, when they went to was it Aunt May? Yeah.
No, Aunt May's Spider-Man. Right? I don't remember the aunt's name, but it was Helen Hunt's aunt, whatever her name is.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So they went over to her house and like she had like cast iron steaks and eggs and mashed potatoes, and man, it was just the killer. I was just like, really, at that point in time, I was killing for like some, eggs and mashed potatoes and like gravy with steak and like she's like, geez, Aunt Meg,
yeah.
Geez, Meg, it's a lot of beef. Where'd you get all this beef? Did you see my cows out front? No. That means she slaughtered all the cows to get this beef. That was pretty funny.
Is that what you? But so I thought the one of the most famous scenes in Twister is when is right before that when they're in the storm and the cow comes flowing through the tornado. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I thought she was referencing, was like, you see my cows out front? And everyone's like, no. It's like, oh, that tornado took it away. That's why you don't see any cows out there. But maybe.
Oh no, because they were eating all that steak that they had.
Yeah, I get that too. I thought it was more of a reference to them getting taken away in the Twister, but I do love that scene, watching the cow fly right in front of it.
Yeah. The other one is like, it's the extreme. It's the extreme, dude. What is it like? Philip's like, he's going to ruin the day. He's going to ruin the day he's ever came face to face with the extreme.
Yeah.
And they told the story about Bill Paxton when he was younger as his character Bill, when he jumped out of the truck like
butt naked,
butt naked, drunk all the Jack Daniels, and just, hey, have a drink, and just chucks this thing into the fucking Twister. Oh man, that was pretty good. But Twisters was pretty, dude. I love Glenn Powell. I think he's fucking awesome.
He's turning it up, man. He's the
his
new
role in that movie was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he had that. He had Hitman earlier this year. He had that movie with Sydney Sweeney, I think that came out last year, Anyone But You, and then had a little bit of a resurgence on Netflix. That's like the perfect Netflix movie because it kind of sucks, but it's fine for an hour and a half, so you just throw it on. But Hitman was
Top Gun.
Yeah, he was in Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick, I felt put him on the map.
Yeah, for sure. That was his. Well, I don't know if that was like his first big role, but
well, no, it was his first major movie role.
Yeah,
because that was a major movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was huge.
And this was
Nominated for
his,
Oscars.
would you consider him as a the main actor? I think he would be like the supporting actor, because I think the female in Twisters was the main actor.
No, I mean, so Twisters has two leads, him and the girl from Where the Crawdads Sing or whatever, Daisy Edgar Jones. That's her name. Yeah, so they're co-leads.
That's who it was.
Oh, did you watch that movie?
Yeah, I saw that Crawdad movie.
What a piece of garbage that flick was. Holy crap, dude. I hated that flick.
Really?
Dude, it was
I
so
mean, I
bad.
watched it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it again. I mean, like, the storyline and everything, it's sad and it's messed up, but...
The storyline's fine, but it was a book before, and I'm not one of those, like, oh, the book is better. But, like, that movie was just trash for some reason. I don't know why. The book was fine. Like, if you're watching, you have the opportunity, read the book. Don't watch that god-awful movie. Boarsville, that's what I
because honestly, to tell you the truth, now that you said it, like, after I watched the movie, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to read the book.
Yeah,
So I'd really prefer
everything.
to read the book first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if that's what you're saying, yeah, probably messed up on that.
Yeah.
But, dude, the Twisters, if you're a country fan, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you're a country fan, this is like some legit country music. On this soundtrack.
Well,
this soundtrack for Twisters is off. It is awesome.
Well, Twisters,
I love it. All those.
Yeah, you're like the music, but I feel like the whole movie, Twisters is just like such a heartland movie, right? Like the whole thing takes place in Oklahoma, and it's all about cowboys. They go to a damn rodeo at one point in this movie, Mike. This movie,
rodeo.
I tell you what, you coastal elites, this movie is not for you. You libtards can go watch, Diary of Jane or something. You're not allowed at Twisters. You guys have fun watching Poor Things or something. This is a down-home country boy flick right here.
I'm surprised that you, like, I was waiting for you to, like, text me back and be like, yeah, it was all right. And then when you came back, you're like, dude, I loved it.
Oh,
you
no,
and Dan.
Oh, that movie kicked ass.
You and Dan, Dan both came out and just were like, dude, I love it. And you two were like the last two people I thought that would actually love it because of all the country, you know what I mean? Like, you got this wild-ass hillbilly, running into Twisters with his fucking pickup and firing fireworks off into it, like, pfft. And then they go to a rodeo with the American flag running around and everything, and I'm just like, oof. I don't know if these boys are gonna like this type of movie. I know how they feel about country people and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would never live in a, flyover state like that. Something, mainly because of all the tornadoes that come through those places. You know what I mean? That movie made it seem like a tornado hits Oklahoma like every 30 minutes, like. Which I know it doesn't. I don't know how many tornadoes actually hit a year.
They're most likely like, dude. I feel like real tornado chasers really have to drive. They'll drive around for weeks chasing storms.
They have to.
They
right?
won't see shit. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of the stuff is just even though we saw that, like in reality it would be like all crunched together, and I feel like that could be it too with a movie, but. I don't know. They felt like too much. I'm like, oh my god, come on, girl, get your shit together. It's been 5 years. Let's roll, man.
All of her friends died, Mike. All of them.
Well, Joe, they kind of fucking deserved it. They were all kids and shit, fucking around, and then they think it's all fun and games until the fucking F5 sucks you the fuck up out of a goddamn overpass.
Yeah, and it was her fault.
I was so happy. I was like, oh, thank God. See you later.
Later, nerds.
I was like, oh. Yeah, these nerds are like, I'm like, what the fuck? These kids are like all running around chasing tornadoes. Like, this isn't kids' work. This is like,
work for real men like Glenn Powell.
No, adults, grown-ups. I felt like it's like before you go out and start chasing tornadoes and shit, I feel like you need to start like being, you could do it like a fucking wild man.
You should pay taxes before you chase tornadoes.
I would still shit my pants. But at the same time, yeah, that's not my thing. I don't feel like, even like, dude, he drove like his pickup in there. There's no way like I would be going in there, even if I had like augers that dug into the earth. like, even if you're secured to the ground, like, he's still, like, his vehicle, like, you know how much debris is flying around at, like, 200 miles an hour inside that thing?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
steel pipes and rocks and shit. You're telling me that none of that is hitting the truck and going right fucking through it?
dude, I'm not a meteorologist, but if you're in an F5, I mean, that thing could like tear your truck in half. You know what I mean? Don't worry about being dug in.
I think, yeah, I think you would need like your truck needs to be anchored like 100 feet in the fucking ground or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that is kind of why. I mean, it's a movie,
But
right? Who
you know
cares?
what?
Like, it's just a lot of fun. It's like the perfect
Yeah.
summer movie. But
But you know what?
what's that?
You know what? If I were to go out, it would be like if I'm like already dying and I'm like, fuck it, man, and I gotta save a town. I'm like, fuck it, man. No weather, dude. You remember that time Gus saved the whole fucking town by driving like a whole goddamn 40-foot trailer with all this fucking chemicals to kill an F5 tornado, dude. Fucking badass.
Yeah.
Fucking kid, dude. He sacrificed his life to save like 100,000 people in this small heartland American town.
Wow.
Because he was already fucking dying because he had a giant stake, like a fence stake right through his fat gut.
Wow.
And he said, I looked over, he grabbed a cigarette, give me a cold beer and a bottle of Jameson, and I'm going to turn up Motley Crue. And I'm like, I'm going to go fuck this tornado in the ass, bitch. Just like, see you later, brother, with 2 American flags shooting out fucking pyro and shit. Come on, motherfucker. And I'm like, dude, at least I'll get to see the upper atmosphere when I'm tossed up before I bleed to death.
Maybe that's Twisters 3 is just you going head on at the tornado, just throwing
But
inhibitions.
like I said, I would have to have I'd have to be impaled and still conscious because I'm not gonna survive. Because it's like one of those do or die movements.
You're only doing this.
Like do or die.
You're only doing this if you're already gonna die. Gotcha.
I would actually try and save as many people as I possibly could.
Okay.
But if I'm gonna fucking die, I'm jumping in that fucking thing and taking off right in the middle of it. Fuck it, man. If I'm gonna go out, I want to go out badass.
That would be a way to go out.
We were in Afghanistan, dude. I'm like, dude, if I'm shot the fuck up and everything, I'm like, get the fucking convoy out of here. I'm going in. Just be a deterrent. Just like load this motherfucker up with as much fucking HE that I can get, and just go in there and just be a diversion. Get them out. Get the boys out of here, or some shit like that. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. It might be a little different fighting in Afghanistan than it is fighting a tornado, but
I think that's how I feel like with death. If I'm gonna fucking die, I'm like,
you're gonna go out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's fucking roll. I want to go out. You know what I mean? On a high note.
Yeah.
You know.
I hear you.
I feel like that's. You know what's gonna happen is something's gonna happen. Like where I'm gonna have like this, lame ass thing that's gonna happen to me. Like and. Well, there goes that fucking dream, Gus. Enjoy your fucking long sleep knowing that you're a loser.
Enjoy the rest, buddy.
Yeah, here's some fucking shitty beer to fucking enjoy. But, dude, it was, so we were like, the lightning in there, dude. How was that with the lightning in the immersive theater there?
It's cool. They just have little like strobe lights that go off, that are all moved out. It's really more the seats. Like, it's like 2 seats that are together, and they move and shake with everything. So especially when you're like at the end scene when they're in that movie theater and everything's like flying out, it like kind of feels like you're in that movie theater, just watching the screen and everything get taken away, and then they'll spray water and stuff at you. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'd love to take Matt Bell to an immersive movie theater for that.
You should, man. Dude,
that'd be pretty fucking funny.
He'd have a time.
Where's the closest one? Where's the closest one too? Is that up there at King of Prussia?
Yeah, to me, I go to King of Prussia. I'm pretty close to KOP.
Okay.
So that's where I go for all my movie theaters. And I have the little the Regal Unlimited pass. So it's like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, it's free movies like, however you want a month. But the IMAX or the 4DX, those tickets are basically like $25 or whatever typically. But if you have the pass, it's only $7. So I'm like, I'll pay $7 to go see this thing in 4DX.
Yeah. I wish I lived like in the Reading, like east of Reading, because I would definitely just make the trip to go to KOP.
Yeah.
For that Regal, because like, dude, this Regal here and Regal, I'm looking at you because I filled out my customer satisfaction every time, and your movie theater here in Harrisburg stinks like Slider and Top Gun. You stink. You really stink. Your popcorn's stale. Always stale. The place is like a humidor. I feel like you should be storing cigars in it. Like, it sucks. Like, the seating is like those seats have been in there since that movie theater has been built back in the 90s.
Oh man.
Like, I think I sat in the same seat that I saw Air Force One with Harrison Ford in there. Like, do you know how disgusting that is?
Yeah, that's really gross.
Millions of ass juice all over those seats. And I know your employees aren't doing their best cleaning. Nobody does. So, let's, you already took down Harrisburg East Mall. That was actually a good fucking movie theater. It was a brand new one. And you guys nixed it. Why didn't you take the revenue from that and just update that? Like, that's what I said. Just update the movie theater. Now I got to travel like a fucking like 45 minutes to a decent Regal cinema. And that's the only cinema that's up here in Harrisburg. They all closed down or some shit. I mean, I can go over to Palmyra. I guess they got a flagship movie theater over there that they have just updated all their reclining seats and all that shit. But I like when you go to a Regal IMAX, nothing is in comparison to that.
Yeah.
So
Regals are
yeah,
great.
I feel like, dude.
I'm sorry you had that experience with Regal. I will get on the horn with them and tell them.
I just give it that they're not going to fucking listen. The only time they're going to listen is I just give my customer feedbacks and whatever. The humidity in there with it being hot, dude. There is nothing worse than a hot movie theater. That is brutal. Like I like. Oh yeah. Don't tell the girls that.
I like the movie theater to be cold. Like, yeah, I like to bring us, it too. Yeah, because then like it feels cleaner when it's cold. Maybe because you're thinking of like a fridge or something. But yeah, when it's hot and sweaty and you're just stuck there for 2 hours. No,
it's not hot. It's not hot. It's just that it's humid. Ugh. And it's like lukewarm. Like it's like their air conditioner the compressor on their massive air conditioning system broke, and or like they turn the AC off and then turn on when people start coming back in. You know what I mean? Like just a couple shekels.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about this big budget Hollywood movie, Paramount Pictures out here, banking in on their old Twister fame. But I think there's a little smaller movie that came out a week or two ago that I saw. I think you saw as well, Mike, and that's Longlegs. What'd you think of Longlegs and Mr. Nicolas Cage as the namesake Longlegs?
I'm going to tell you right now that I'm glad that I went to go see it in theaters because it was but I fuck serial killer movies, dude. It had that eerie tang, and it is sold. It's been advertised everything that it's meant to be, and like the best serial killer movie since Silence of the Lambs. It was eerie. It was fucking It was eerie and weird, and it was horror. And I thought Nicolas Cage played fucking horrific and terrific in that movie. That's my
Okay.
But I'm not fucking buying that cocksucker again. I'd be so pissed that I fucking bought it on digital, only to be like, yep, I'm not watching that again. Like Evil Dead Rise. Like, nope, fuck that. I don't know why I even bought that fucking movie.
Yeah, I did not love Longlegs. I liked it, but I did not think it was as great as the marketing and as some other people
Really?
have been saying. Yeah, so when like you compare it to Silence of the Lambs, I don't think it even comes close to a flick like that. My big issue with it, I'll try not to get too spoilery, but it's trying to be like a bunch of different movies at once. It's like kind of trying to be this Silence of the Lambs type movie, but there's also like supernatural elements all throughout it, and devil worship and all these things. And with like Silence of the Lambs are a good movie like that, it ends it like all the reveals all like the reveals of the mystery are given to you at like increments, so you can kind of figure it out. This movie, like the last 10-15 minutes, there's just like a flashback sequence that explains everything, instead of like letting you as the audience member organically kind of figure it out and leave breadcrumbs and kind of let you know. That was my big issue with it. Other than that,
I kind of figured it out towards the end, before the climax of the movie, and I was like, and it wasn't, no, actually it was kind of like in the middle when she went to go visit her mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is going to be easy to figure out. I don't want it to be easy for me to figure it out. I like a good mystery. So that's probably why. But the cinematography in that was awesome. The music, like the theatrical music in it, if you want to call it music,
the score, yeah,
eerie. Yes, the score was eerie as fuck. Like right out of the gate, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they use
dude. I look over at my date, and I'm just like, what the fuck did you drag me to? And I'm like, oh my god. And then she starts laughing and shit, and I'm just like, you fucking chicks and your fucking goddamn horror movies. I wanted to go see Maxine, because I dig 80s and 80s slasher movies. Like I said, like I'm not real big into Scream. I feel like it's kind of cheesy in my that's just my take.
Gotcha.
I mean, I grew up Michael Myers and Freddy, Jason. Even like Freddy, like I feel like Halloween is like the one. I respect them all, but I feel like Halloween is like the one horror slasher that is perfect, like across board. But those are slasher movies. This is a serial killer movie. I have to feel like this, in my opinion, this is as good as the Dahmer series that they did.
You know what? I didn't love the Dahmer series either. I thought the Dahmer series, actually, I didn't. I have very different opinions on it. The Dahmer series I thought was just like a little too gruesome. It felt kind of like shock value for shock value's sake. To be fair, I didn't like intently watch the entire thing. It was kind of one of those like background shows for me. Like I kind of just had it on.
Yeah.
But you were mentioning like the cinematography and the music of Longlegs. There's a really interesting thing. I'm sure you probably caught it, but like the way they filmed it with tone. So the whole thing is in like Oregon, like the Pacific Northwest, and the whole movie has this like kind of weird like blue tint to it, these like cool tones.
Yeah.
And then whenever she's in a house, you can see like warm reds spilling in through the windows, but everything's still inside blue. But then when she goes outside, it's still like dark and cold. So it was this weird like idea of I don't know if this is like super spoiler, but like the devil following her everywhere she goes. That's like kind of the theme.
I think that was meant for more like it was how she felt in her mind because of what she went through when she was a kid. And that was just, everything that was transpiring at that moment as she kept on investigating.
Yeah.
That's how she felt behind her. Like, this is getting to be some, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, and she doesn't remember what happened to her as a child because it was so traumatic.
Yeah. That happens.
Like, that's how I feel. Like, she was like, there's this, she puts it as the devil or in her mind, but it's actually like as equal as what everybody portrays the devil. I'm just speaking now, me personally, that is some sick fucking shit. That me with I'm Catholic, and I'm like, all that satanic worshiping and shit like that, fuck that.
Yeah, you don't mess with the devil.
If you are a satanic worshiper and you're listening to us, you should probably go kill yourself, or just show up at my front door and I'll fucking gun you down myself. Like, I'm sorry, man. That's just too fucked up. That's too. I guarantee you, there's no. Well, can't guarantee you. You don't know who's watching what, but I hope they are fucking listening, because I'll tell you right now, you ain't fucking gotta. I'll be dipping my AR in some fucking holy water, let it burn on the way in. I really didn't. Said it was like, dude.
I really didn't want to piss off the Satanists today, Mike. I don't want them to come after us.
I don't give a shit. Come on down, bro. You fucking sickos.
Well, we're going to have an old priest and a young priest on next time to quell any spirits.
Yeah, we don't. I don't like fucking around with any of that shit to find out that it's real. And then I find out that it's real, and then I'm tormented for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah, you don't want that. I hear you.
I'm like, hey, it's something that I believe in here. And I just respect everybody and their opinions and their views and stuff like that. I just don't want to fuck around with shit like that. And then I don't want to fuck around with people. Yo, there's another group of people. If you're a fucking serial killer or a fucking weirdo, or you're dressed up like the previous episode we were talking about clowns. Yo, you start creeping around this fucking neighborhood, I'm calling the fucking cops and I'm telling you, hey, you better get to this address, because I'm about to mow down this motherfucker out here creeping around people's corners when they don't need to fucking be here. They're not from here. I have no idea what they're up to. You better fucking find out. I'm like, dude, that movie, he was like creeping around a corner and shit. And I'm like, yo, fucking done. That's the movie. That's the end of the movie. It's fucking a good thing. America right here, brother. Suck it.
Good thing he didn't come to your house. Man, he looked so weird in that movie, too. They put so much goddamn prosthetics and makeup on him.
Yep.
Yeah. Looked like Captain Spaulding and Rocky Dennis from Mask, like, combined.
There was another reference that I had, too, with that. I forget. It looked like he took two left hooks, or a left hook and a right hook right to the cheekbones back in the day by Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, he looks like Robert De Niro at the end of Raging Bull. Just, like, torn up.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. I thought it was an overall good movie.
Yeah, I liked it.
A good movie. Whereas that, I'm not fucking buying it again, and I'm not going to watch it again.
Yeah, it's just a one and done.
You could put that up there. You could put that up there with the Terrifier.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Well, I saw one of them. I can't remember which one.
And Signs of the Lambs still creeps me out, and I'm like. I told my sister about Longlegs, and she was like, ew. Nobody else told her. It was like, dude, it was as messed up. Almost as, I wouldn't say messed up. It's just like, it's almost as horrific as Signs of the Lambs. She's like, I don't feel like Signs of the Lambs was that bad. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm like,
Signs of the Lambs was pretty rough.
It is pretty rough still to this day. Yeah. I was like, dude, he literally skinned women to make himself into another woman. Like a mask. And I'm like, to cap it off, I was thinking in my head when I was watching Longlegs, because it's probably what terrifies me the most, and I could have made that movie could have been, if I, like, my, everybody's terrifying minds and stuff like that, I'm like, dude, if he goes into this fucking house and does this, and this, I'm getting the fuck up and leaving. Like, dude, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if they were to press the boundaries or go over the line, that movie could have been the most fucked up serial killer movie in all time. That's how I feel. And I'm like, thank God they didn't, because I don't need to be seeing this shit, dude. I hate rape scenes and like I don't even want to talk about it. It's just disgusting. Sickos. So let's move on, Mike. No. We got a little bit. So this came up. It was like I was talking to my dad and about Longlegs, and my dad told me, he's like, yeah, that's what these motherfuckers need. They need to be fucking shot. Just fucking like the Wild West. Just fucking shoot them. And he was telling me about something. My dad lives grew up in the sticks, and apparently he told me that there's, I don't know, this fucking old ass woman who's a recovering method or a current method. She has no teeth. They're all rotten out.
That'll do it.
She just walks around up there in the wood, like up there in that land up there, that village, if you want to call it, up there, and she just starts knocking on people's fucking doors and shit. Just walking the fucking roads, knocking on people's doors. The neighbor, which is like, when you say a neighbor, it's like right next door. Up there in the sticks, your neighbor is like a mile away. So it's like his one neighbor. When they say neighbor, it's like, you know, any house was within on the same road that's within 5 miles of each other.
Right,
That's a
his
neighbor.
neighbors.
That to give you an idea how desolate this area is. She's up there. She goes to this fucking one place, knocks on the door. They're out there mowing the grass and they're outside. They come back inside, and she's sitting at their fucking their dining room table eating her fucking food. Like, what the fuck?
Just rolling in like she owns the place.
Dude, no, like, he's like, yo, she's like whacked. And I was like, well, you know, meth will do that to you, but yeah, that's a bad area for you to be fucking going around doing that shit, man, because apparently she's staying down. My dad doesn't deal with these fucking people, and this is where you get some horror shit, some horror ideas.
Wait, I gotta go back. So they come home and she's just in there eating all her food, like some little meth head Goldilocks, sleeping in their bed, sitting in their chairs, trying to find the one that's just right.
Up there in deep country. So I don't know who said that's like, I would say, oh, it's definitely country. I don't want. It's kind of deep country. I've been to the deep country, man. That's not deep country up there. It's almost there, but it's not there. But yeah, that's not something you want to do up there, because I don't have to tell you what kind of flags that are being waved on every house up there in that country. But so then what was it? Hold on a minute. Yeah, they called the state troopers on her, and like the state troopers had to take her back down. She's down there. This is where that, like I was saying, like this is where that horror stuff derives from. Yeah. So she's staying in a barn house. I don't know. I can only imagine what this barn house is, because I know how these people are. They live off the fucking land, bro. They're not Amish. They're just straight fucking hillbillies. No fucking, like, not even hillbilly, rednecks. Like, I don't even, like, some, like, Tennessee backwoods shit. Deliverance. They don't have internet, so I'm safe to say I can talk.
They have no way of finding this.
They had the cops come to their fucking house back when I was growing up for killing hogs, like, in a inhumane way. Fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
They weren't, there's a humane way you're supposed to be killing hogs, and they were mass killing them. They had like this huge little hog farm. Like, I wouldn't say huge. This wasn't like an industrial fucking goddamn complex.
Sure, but they had a
small backwoods. Yeah, they had a small backwoods fucking hog farm, and like that's all the neighbors heard were like screams, like hog screams. It was like the Silence of the Lambs.
Ugh.
What's that?
Like just pig squeals all night. Ugh.
At like 1-2 o'clock in the morning, and they were just like, apparently like they were just hacking their fucking heads off and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that's where she's staying, bro. And I said, Dad, you better make sure those guns are fucking clean, man. I was like, you got fucking addicts showing up at your fucking door. I was like, he always tells me about like the illegal immigrants and stuff like that. And I was like, you fuck those illegal immigrants. They ain't gonna come up there to Carsonville, PA. You gotta worry about the junkies coming up.
Yeah, I'd be worried about the meth head next door.
Yeah, what the fuck? He thinks that like that. I was like telling my dad, I was like, what the fuck is this door? He said, make sure the door's locked before you leave. There's no bolt lock on it. I'm like, what? I don't even have to. I'm like, I could just kick this fucking door down and come in.
Yeah, just a little light kick, and you're getting through.
He's afraid of the illegal immigrants and the squatters. I think you got some other fucking shit to deal with besides that, man. Yeah, that's just my opinion, but
yeah, deal with them druggies first, for sure.
Hey, man, you got any of that fucking meth, man? You got any of that shit, man?
Be lucky they're not just like cooking it up in their house. Yeah, let's move on. We've been talking about meth heads and long legs for too long.
I know. But you ready for we got this one good movie, so we got to turn around here. We got to turn around. We got a good movie coming up here. Deadpool Wolverine. And I am so excited to see this movie.
Dude,
what do you
I am so stoked. I watched the first 2 Deadpools and Logan last week. I love these Deadpool movies. The stakes are so good, and like I'm sick and tired of all these Marvel movies where everything is like a global threat. It's like, how many times in a week is the world at stake, you know? Deadpool is like so low stakes. Like, he's just, you know, kind of this jerky asshole. He's hilarious. He does little things, you know, in his world. So I'm really I think this one is going to be a bigger world-ending thing. But I'm very excited to see him back with Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's been doing this role for 25 years now. Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Isn't that insane?
And it's the first time he's in the classic Wolverine suit.
This is the first time we've seen Hugh Jackman in yellow in 25 years. That is insane. That is crazy. So yeah, I am super stoked for it. I got my IMAX tickets already. What about you, Mike? Where are you?
I got my tickets. Asian Dan's coming down, man. We're his wife. They're staying at the here at the hotel here by me, and I'm gonna make them. I'm making ribs, making a nice salad. She's a seafood vegetable, like she's a non-poultry,
non-meat eater, pescatarian.
Yeah.
Is that what they call them?
I guess that's how you call it. But very nice woman, awesome person. So it's very sweet, and so I'm gonna make them. You know, they're a little hoity-toity. So yeah, they like the finer things in life, and as they should. They're very, very good people, and Dan has definitely earned it through all the. We were talking earlier today about the stuff that he went through of his life, from him trying to be a responsible adult, going through college, and everybody trying to mooch off of him, the freeloaders.
That'll do it.
Just flips the fuck out. But yeah, man, making them. I'm gonna make her honey garlic salmon with risotto, carrot and tomato risotto, and and then that'll go with the with a fumet and the salad. So I'm gonna put some feta in there, make a nice little bowl, and then just get the smoke around. I'm doing a big barbecue this weekend, so pretty much this is all deriving from Dan and Sarah coming down. And gonna go see Deadpool Wolverine at like 12:20, and and just chill, relax here at the spa. But I'm excited, man. I love going to the movies. That's what kills me the most about fucking Regal. I love going to the movies. I love getting theater popcorn. Like I told you, man, popcorn. I fucking love it, man. It's like crack for me. And I love a nice diet soda, and then just sit there and enjoy the movie. It's just something that I guess grew up on, and I just enjoy it so much. And it just sucks that this movie theater here is like one of the shittiest ones in fucking America.
Yeah, and you don't have any more close. When I lived in California, this was like the best part about living in downtown LA. I was 2 blocks away from an Alamo Draft House, and I don't know if you've ever been to one of those. There's only like 35 or 40 of those theaters across the country, but they're awesome. They have it's all they're like one of the restaurant theaters too. They have servers that bring you out, they'll bring you out beer, they'll bring you out food, and it's all made. It's a made from scratch kitchen. They're not doing any frozen beef, nothing like that. Everything's fresh. So the food is like killer, and they have the nicest seats. They have the best projectors, the best sound. It was like every time going to the theater, like you knew it was going to be a good experience. And they have a very strict no talking policy. So if you're in the movie theater, and you start talking to your neighbor, a server will come around and kick you out. If you're texting, a server will come around and kick you out. Like they show a thing right at the beginning, like you will be asked to leave without a refund if you're doing this. Like that, so that is great. I remember the first time I went and saw the last Ghostbusters, not the Frozen Empire, the one before that, Afterlife. Okay. at a different movie theater. I wanted to see it in IMAX, and it was so loud in there. Everyone's talking to each other, and I'm like, I haven't experienced this in a while. Because if you do that at Alamo, they're just going to kick your ass out of there. No,
Oh yeah,
no waiting around.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I feel like over here, it's just like nobody cares. Just come give us your money. We're just lucky to have you even in here. So do whatever you want. You know.
yeah.
You know what really creeps me out in movie theaters though is like when a big movie comes out. Say like the last one that I saw was The Dark Knight with the Joker, and dudes were showing, or no, it wasn't that. It was The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah.
And then there were dudes who were dressing up like the Joker. I'm like, Matt, I looked at my brother. I'm like, I think we got ourselves a movie theater killer here.
You could. Well, that's
this motherfucker, because I'm about to jump out of my fucking seat. I'm gonna spear this dude right out of his soul.
Yeah, the theater killer in where was
Give
it?
him one of those Bill Goldberg
In Colorado.
spears, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it was right after that first one. That dude with the fucking orange hair, that fucking wacko.
Yeah, that was at a Dark Knight Rises screening. Yeah.
Give it another 10 years and they will start doing horror movies based off of all that. Like those
probably, sure.
Oh, definitely. Once all this is all settled, it settles down and stuff like that, and then it'll be on to the next type of like mass killing type of thing. You know, we went from like sickos and serial killers to sickos with guns, and now we're going to be like, who knows what we're going to get up in that. But we don't want to get into that. We got to get into Deadpool Wolverine, bro. Could you imagine what superpower? Could you imagine if you had superpowers? What superpower would it be?
So for me, the superpower I would want the most is, and this is probably like the easiest one everyone says, but time travel. I want like
Oof.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, I want the the Doctor Strange, just like, I would just use that so much in my everyday life. Like I said something stupid, like, all right, let's rewind this back a little bit and try that one again. You know what I mean? Or being able to pause time, and someone's yelling at me, or whatever. I'm just like, I'm just gonna walk away from this situation for a little bit. I'm gonna go take a nap. Right in the middle of the workday. I'm like, I just need to pause for a second, or you know what? I can fast forward through this workday. I don't need to worry about it no more. So that would be mine. What about you, Mike? What superpower would
Dude, I got to recap off of that. There's a reason why that's not my superpower, is because I'd be like Biff Tanner in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You would come back to the future and be like, what the fuck? And like, you got the Hagar plan. I can't drive 55. You got, the whole town's in ruins and shit. And you got, what was it? Strickland. Like, you go to pick up a newspaper and like, are you the son of a bitch that's been picking up my newspapers? Dude, that's the best scene from that movie. I laugh every time. But,
I would definitely do that too. I'd be like, what were last night's Powerball numbers, and then go back in time the day before, buy a ticket at the store, and now I got some money.
My superpower, what I would probably want, would be Thor, the god of lightning. That's what I would want. I'm a Thor guy. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I could deal with, you could fly, control lightning. You're pretty badass. You're a Viking.
Almost unkillable, yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty much unkillable. I don't know. Thanos almost killed him, which I find it a little whatever, but I think there was a story behind it.
Stones, though.
I think there was a story behind it that Stormbreaker was created in order to kill Thor. That's why it was never brought out. But
gotcha.
You get all these little tidbits and all this shit that's been thrown out. So, but and it's pretty cool, man. Now we're gonna get off to. I got a little beef time before we head out here. I got a barbecue coming up here this week, and it just like reminds me of the stuff that Dan was always telling me about. Like, so Dan does barbecues and stuff like that. I got people who do barbecues, and the consensus among the hosts is people who show up to barbecues without asking if they should bring anything and then they don't bring anything. So it's just like, hey, you want to come to my barbecue? Yeah, sure. And then you show up and nothing. You don't bring anything. No cash. No moolah. Nothing. Or you bring like, oh, hey man, I got like this big case of chips for free. Well, that's cool because I don't eat chips. Like, that's keto, not keto, man. Get that shit out of here. So you're basically taking all this stuff with you back home, and you're going to eat for free. Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
yeah, I think if you're going to a barbecue,
unless you're specifically told, like from me, like how I told you,
don't bring anything.
Elizabeth. Yeah, you guys are good. Unless you hear from me, like, don't bring anything. Most of the time I do make the bulk of the food, and all I ask is like, you throw like $20 towards it, for all the grocery shopping and stuff that I did. Like, that's all I ask. Like,
yeah.
I don't, but if I understand, where it's the economy's tough right now. And so if you feel like you want to bring something cheaper or whatever, by all means, go right ahead. But I do run a BYOB. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think if you're going to a barbecue, the minimum you need to bring are your own beverages. And you should ask, what, is there a side you need to bring? Do you want some rolls? Something like that, right? To bring up and, get an idea from the host. But at a minimum, bring your own beverages.
I always task the last person who doesn't know what to bring. And I'm like, I just look around and I'm like, all right, we need rolls. I need another bottle of ketchup. They pick up all the leftovers, like the dust. I gotta, you pick this up, and I swear to God, if it's got a Dollar General receipt to it, I'm gonna smack you where you stand.
Yeah, nice.
But
all right,
so that's all I got today, Joe.
Yeah, man, I think we did another episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Again, please like, subscribe. It helps us out. We're trying to grow that subscriber count over on the YouTube and see what we can do with it. But until next time, appreciate hanging out, and we'll see you.